Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. Today, we have the privilege of hosting an inspiring entrepreneur and industry leader, Mr. Vinod Menon, the founder and CEO of VM Sciences. VM Sciences is a technology driven scientific solutions company specializing in cleanroom solutions, contamination control, laboratory safety, and biotech support services. With the philosophy, we don't sell, we offer solutions. The company has established itself as a trusted partner for pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and research industries. In today's conversation, we will explore Mr. Vinod's entrepreneurial journey, the story behind building VM Sciences, the challenges and the opportunities in the biotech and the laboratory solutions industry, and his leadership approach as a CEO as well. We'll also discuss topics like innovation, wealth creation, future business plans, and the advice he has for young entrepreneurs and the students aspiring to build a successful career or business. This is going to be an insightful and inspiring discussion filled with valuable lessons on business leadership and personal growth. So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Vinod Menon to the podcast.
Good evening, Mr. Vinod. I'm really happy that you're here and you can join me for this podcast. To start off, for the listeners unfamiliar with this industry, what does VM Sciences exactly do?
Good evening, Ashok. Thank you for coming over, and I think it's as interesting for me as it would be probably for you. VM Science as a company is into selling products and solutions to the pharma industry. That's one of the prime objectives of the company, and pharma industry has a huge base in India, and what we do is we address their testing requirements. That is, we sell equipment and consumables to that industry in the quality control and the analytical development area. And apart from that, we have other solutions we provide, like we have decontamination activity that we conduct, and that's something very critical for the pharma, especially the sterile manufacturing. The sterile is where they manufacture these vaccines, and contamination is a big problem for them, and that's where they have a lot of issues from the regulatory bodies. So we try to address that aspect of the industry's problem.
What inspired you to come into this laboratory solutions and the biotech industry? And what gap did you want to fill? Did you see in this industry that you wanted to fill?
Okay, good question. Actually, coming into the pharma industry was an evolution. We had a small store where we used to sell products that go to laboratory. It could be any laboratory. It could be, in those days the pharma industry never existed, and when I joined when I was very young. So all I knew was we sell laboratory chemicals, and I went to all the pathology labs looking for business. That's where it started. But then what I realized is, the application of these testing consumables is in varied industries. It's in food industry, it's in the steel industry, the paper mills, everywhere. Because testing is something every product has to go through. So, and whenever there is any kind of analysis, you need the chemicals, the glassware, and other accessories that go with it. So that was a start. I'm second generation. It was started by my dad almost about 6 decades ago. So the pharma industry eventually grew. It was very small when I got into business, and it grew, and I could understand that one of the big consumers of what we sell is that industry, and that's how we went into it, and then we identified the API manufacturers, then the formulation manufacturers. So it kept growing. So we grew with the industry as such.
VM Sciences, it has a unique tagline. It says that we don't sell, we offer solutions. What does that tagline mean to you personally, and why are you using it?
Actually, that's it's very interesting. VM Science started to address a specific area. It's we are a part of the Vasco group, and VM Science was set up because we realized that for the CRO business, that is the contract research, that was being outsourced into India in early 2000s, they had a lot of dearth of rare compounds. So we started sourcing it across the globe. We started contacting a lot of manufacturers from Europe, from China, and we started sourcing them, and some of them were tailor-made, and then we would supply to the CRO business here. And that was a time when we realized that that there is a void that has to be filled. So we set up a company in Hong Kong. We had some of our vendors in China. So that's how we got into it. But then those are all opportunity businesses. It was about a few years when there were a lot of players who got into it. Companies started establishing their own offices. So we found other spaces where there was void. Like we started working with these. I was talking about the sterile manufacturing companies. At one point in time, we also started working with a company which is into protective coating, where they provide coating solutions for the pharma industry specifically, because erosion is a big problem. So that way, we have a lot of different areas that we ventured into, primarily looking at the issues that customer has and what is it that we can do to resolve it. So.
And when you reach out to new clients or VM, how do you ensure quality and trust while serving the pharma, biotech, or the clients that you serve?
So the industry we address, even if you look at the pharma industry as a whole, there is the domestic market, and there is a regulatory market. The regulatory market is that's in all the developed countries, the European market, the US market, the market in Japan, South Africa, and that kind. So we cater to that segment. So most of the players who manufacture for the domestic industry do not buy from us, because the products that we sell are expensive or are more needed by those companies who sell to the regulatory market. So quality has to be utmost, because otherwise they would have issues. So the product that we trade with companies that are one of the that are known for their qualities globally. And anything that you do in this industry, because it's very sensitive, quality sensitive, you need to be one of the best in terms of quality of product and service you give. So it goes with it.
And for us as students, right now it's a very important, very crucial phase for us, because we want to do internships in major companies, large corporations, and we don't know if what it is that they look at to hire us. And when you want to hire somebody new, or somebody near as a team, how crucial does their character play? Does the character play as much as their CV shows, their qualities?
It's very difficult to judge by the CV, and at least the character part of it. And I think attitude, character, sense of ownership, these are way more important as compared to somebody being very brilliant, and somebody. You can pick up things as you go. You can learn as you go. So we have people who work with us in specific domain where they academically they have nothing to do with the domain. So they picked up things as they went. So what is important is how committed you are. Like if you are looking to go and join somebody, you should look at joining a place where your exposure is. You have to get as much exposure as possible, while showing a great deal of commitment to that particular job. And that's what will will take you a long way, because that's the foundation you're setting. So
You graduated from Usmania University, and how did your education shape your entrepreneurial mindset and like how you go in your life? How did how did your college life shape you?
honestly, I'm not really sure if college your college life could, but I'm not very sure if your academics would really play a big role. Uh, your especially when you move out of your school, you are uh, you start to get a lot more free in this world, right? So there's a lot of change that happens in your mind at that time. And for me, it was since it was a business family, I always knew I was getting into business. But if you ever want to be an entrepreneur, you have to look at uh, identifying the right space to be. You might be very passionate about something, but unless you can bring in value to whoever you want to offer that to, unless you have an understanding of how long that whole idea would survive, you should be extremely cautious. But then when you get into it, you have to ensure that you have a complete 360 view of what you're going to get into.
And which is one lesson of entrepreneurship that taught you that every young person should know, who wants to start a startup, or they want to be a
Discipline.
discipline?
You must be extremely disciplined, and I think there are no two ways about that. You need to have your deadlines. You need to make sure that whatever you take up, it has to be methodical. You have to have a plan, and it can't be that you're doing things randomly as and how you get it. You have to have a plan, and if you are venturing into business, there are a lot of things that'll come in your way. But if you stick to your plan, and if you are disciplined about it, I think that will really show your character.
And let's talk a bit more about your personal life and how you manage it. And how do you manage the amount of stress and good work-life balance?
Stress is a new generation word. I don't belong to that generation at all. So, stress is not something that I keep with me for long. First thing, I don't even realize that there is stress. And the other thing is, what I do. I mean, I take so much pleasure in what I do. I wouldn't call that stress by whatever means. Yes, you have tough days. You have things that may not happen your way, but that you shouldn't punish yourself for that. So that's a new generation thing. It shouldn't be there.
And what kind of daily habits or routines that you have that has shaped you into being so productive and the way you carry yourself?
I think my one of the things what I realize is I have a very natural inclination towards quality. So I'm always looking at it from a quality perspective, whether it is a product, whether it is a service, whether it is a person, and I think that's something. So when you're always looking for it, you're always looking to bring in something new to make sure that that edge remains. So quality is something that I think is something that has really helped me per se.
Let's say outside of work, what are your interests or your hobbies?
Outside of work, I enjoy everything that I do. Okay, and I think for me my stress busters, as they call it, are my friends, my childhood friends, and very little time with them gets me going for a very long time. So That's important, and because that's where you are what uh, at at your raw best. So
If you could, you can go back like in the past and give one piece of advice to your younger self and tell him how far you've come and what else do you think you could have done differently?
so I was my advice about discipline to the young generation is exactly what I would give myself. So it's not what I have learned uh, from doing, but that's something that I've learned from not doing. Okay, so I think that's something that I would probably advise myself, because there are a lot of things that I probably uh, took for granted, which is not how it should be in business. And that's one thing I think I would want to correct myself.
And nowadays, every single business is getting automated or AI is coming into the play. How important for today's business is like how important is automation for the business and for them to get digitalized in this generation?
And it's extremely important. And I think you name the business and you would have space for automation. Uh, in our case, I can break my business into a few pieces. One is the logistics end of it, the warehousing end of it. These are things which have a long way to go in India, especially. This is apart from the technology end. Okay, apart from what goes into the industry as such, pharma industry as such. We're doing a lot of work with companies where we're trying to incorporate, robotics. We're trying to incorporate AI on certain equipments in the microbiology space. So there are a lot of things that we also do, and it's very important. If you're not catching up with it, you will be left behind.
And finishing off, according to you, what is the meaning of success?
I think success it purely depends on individual. For most people, success is wealth, and wealth creation, I think, should be a byproduct of that long journey of your aspirations. My goal was never about how much wealth I create. My goal was always about what is the next best thing that I can do in whatever I have been doing. And there was never a very big picture plan to get to. It was always the next few steps and what's the next best thing to do. So talking about success, I think there wouldn't be one definition for success. It depends on it. For me, achieving what I aspire to do, at 20 years ago, I had short-term plans. I kept, meeting them. So for me, that gives me a feeling of contention, good feel of success.
Thank you so much, sir, for doing this. I'm really glad that I got this chance.
Wonderful. It's good that I got a chance to communicate with the young generation.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from you in just this few minutes that I've spoken to you. Yeah, thank you for doing
Good.
this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our professor, Mr. Pradeep Rachalla, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to interact with the industry leaders and learn beyond the classroom. This experience has been extremely valuable and has helped us to gain practical knowledge and inspiration for our future careers. Thank you once again to everyone who's supported me for this podcast, and thank you for everyone who's watching and tuning in. We hope this conversation inspired and informed you as much as it inspired us.